Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're joining us today in today's live lecture coming to you from Nkwo Mahadum Wisdom University. Today's date is Oye Market Day in the 4th month of the Igbo lunar calendar called Onwa Ano. You know that this 4th month of the Igbo lunar calendar is the time for farming season, the time our people farm for yam. It's time for farming season in Igbo lunar calendar. And today is Oye. And in the Roman Catholic calendar, today's date is 6/15/2023. And remember, at Nkwo Mahadum, we always advise you to use your naturally given common sense, which we call akonuche in Igbo language. And Nkwo Mahadum Wisdom University was set up to decolonize your mind, to free your brain and mentality from colonial misinformation, miseducation, so that you can be free from mental slavery. That is why we are set up. And we are asking all Africans to join us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, and other social media platforms. And also, most importantly, for you to like, comment, and share. Share our lectures to get to all Africans, because what we are packaging, we package and deliver our lectures from Igbo man, from Biafran and African perspectives, how you should be seeing things. You don't see things how an American sees it, or how an European, a Briton, or somebody from France, or Australia, or Canada is seeing things. You see things from how it concerns you. It's very, very, very important. Please share our lectures, share these lectures, and go back to our previous lectures and listen to them, because all the lectures we have delivered is to emancipate Africa from the shackles of colonialism and neocolonialism. The title of today's lecture is The Analysis of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Trial of 6/13 on Nkwo Day. The analysis, which shows the new witness, the new masked witness of the federal government going in the direction to support our belief that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have no case to answer. So we want to analyze what transpired in the court, and here we go. In today's trial, everybody was there. The presiding judge, James Omotosho, was there. The prosecuting counsel, led by Awomolo, was there. The defense counsel, defending Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was also there, led by Agabi. They were seated. And after the introduction of everybody, saying that everybody's ready, and the matter was brought up by the court officials, and immediately the federal government introduced a new witness. That witness is called PW4-DDD. That is witness number 4 that the federal government called. He moved to the witness box and introduced himself as a DSS agent. After preliminary examination of the witness, the question began. And here, we want to explain something very important to you. This witness is brought by the federal government, and the prosecuting counsel, also working by the federal for the federal government, is the one asking the witness question. So all the questions the prosecuting counsel is asking the witness, because both of them are trying to convict Nnamdi Kanu. So the questions they are asking the witness is the question that will make them win the case against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I want you to understand that the prosecution team and the witness are working together to make sure that they find Nnamdi Kanu guilty. So any question the prosecution team is asking the witness is to give them more information to validate the prosecution of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And so the prosecution team started now to ask that witness the question. Both of them are working hand in hand. That's what we want you to know. So the question is from the prosecution team: do you know Mazi Nnamdi? Do you know who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is? And the witness says, yes, he is IPOB leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been calling for the breakup and secession of Southeast from Nigeria. We want to make a correction to the answer given by that witness. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trying to dismantle the colonial boundaries which the Western colonizers Nnamdi Kanu is trying to dismantle the colonial boundaries which the colonial masters have on the whole of Africa. You know, in 1884 to 1885 in Berlin, Germany, they put the map of Africa on the table and divided Africa to themselves. That's how you come up with all these boundaries we have in Africa. And so Nnamdi Kanu is trying to dismantle that colonial boundary. And he's not looking for secession of Southeast. He's looking to withdraw the map so that the eastern region, which will include the Southeast and the one they call South-South, and our brothers that they carved into Benue and Kogi and other places in North Central, so that we can come together as one country. That's what Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for, to redraw the boundary, to dismantle the colonial boundary. That's what he's fighting for, if you don't know. The next question from the prosecution counsel is, how can you describe him? Witness, he is a terrorist. Witness says Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist. No, we want to also correct that witness. Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. He's a freedom fighter, fighting for the freedom of his people as enshrined, as contained in the UN and African Charter. And Nigeria also is a signatory to the UN and African Charter, which supports people, indigenous people, seeking for freedom from the colonial boundaries. So he's not a terrorist, he's a freedom fighter. Next question from the prosecution team. How did you get to know him? Answer from the witness. I knew him when he was arrested in Lagos, and he incites people through Radio Biafra. Again, that's not true. Everybody in the world knows Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He knew Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he has been listening to his radio broadcasts. He will say he only met him in Lagos when he was arrested, not that he knew him in Lagos, no. He will say he met him in Lagos. But as for knowing him, they all know, listen to his broadcasts, they all know him, but he will say he only met him when he was arrested in Lagos. Now, the next question is, where did he keep the transmitter used in airing Radio Biafra? Where did he keep the transmitter? Witness, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kept it in one Benjamin Madibugu's house at Ubulu Isi Uzo. The prosecution was asking him where he found the transmitter. And he said that Nnamdi Kanu kept it in one Benjamin Madibugu's house at Ubulu Isi Uzo. The prosecution continued with the question: who was assigned to carry out the transmitter search? Witness: I was to carry out the search, locate the transmitter, and retrieve it. The witness says that he was the one that was assigned to go and search for the transmitter, locate it, and retrieve the transmitter from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The prosecution then moved towards the witness box and showed the masked witness the search warrant for the transmitter. So the prosecution went to the witness to show him the search warrant, the warrant with which they went to get that transmitter that he was talking about. And after showing him the warrant, the prosecution team continued with the question: in whose name was the search warrant issued? Witness: in the presence of Madibugu at his house in Ubulu Isuzo. Now, the prosecution was trying to ask him to know in whose name was the warrant issued. Was it in the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or somebody else? But the witness didn't answer the question. He said in the presence of Madibugu. So that doesn't connect. That doesn't connect with the question. So he didn't either he didn't understand the question or he just want to answer it wrongly. So the answer to this question was not correct. At that point, the judge raised eyebrows on live reports and transcription of court proceedings. In other words, he doesn't want further reports and prefers secret trials, but we must continue. So at that point, the judge realized that the court proceeding is being aired live, maybe on social media. So the judge doesn't want that, because it's like they already want to give him a secret trial. Because you know, when you have a witness that is masked, wearing masquerade, it's already a secret trial. The only thing that is left to make this a full-blown secret trial is when they will now stop people from coming into the courtroom. You will know that it's a full-blown secret trial. But for now, it's a semi-secret trial, because whoever is wearing the mask, you cannot know whom he is, except Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The prosecution continued with the question: what are the contents of the container you found at Benjamin Madibugu's house? They found a container in Benjamin Madibugu's house, and the prosecution wants to know what are the contents in that container. Then the witness said they found 2 pump action guns, live bullets, 2 pistols, and cartridges. They ordered Benjamin Madibugu to open the transmitter, and when he did, we only saw household items. In other words, if they found a full container, you know, container is like 20 foot or 40 foot. Assuming it's a 20-foot container, and what you found in that container is only 2 pistols, cartridges, and live bullets, it means you didn't find anything. Only 2 pistols, cartridges, and live bullets in a container. And now when the container was opened, and when the transmitter itself was opened, they saw only household items in that transmitter, which means the carton or whatever is holding that, what they assume to be a transmitter, it's not actually a transmitter. What was in there is household items. Can you believe that? That shows that the federal government and this witness are just wasting the people's money in this trial. They're just supposed to let this case go. Prosecution is what you are holding in your hand now the same video that was handed over to you for the transmitter investigation. Yes, it is. So at that point, the witness brought out a video which they made during that visit for that transmitter search and search to locate the transmitter and retrieve it. They have a video for that. So the witness presented that video. Then the video has been tendered by the prosecution counsel, and presiding judge marked it as an exhibit. So the judge accepted that video as an exhibit. The video with which they went to Madbugu's house for the transmitter was accepted by the judge as an exhibit. Prosecution. What were the contents of the materials found during the raid of Benjamin Madbugu's house? Again, the same question. The witness says 2 pump actions was found in the container. Chimezie moved household stuff. I was asked to keep the container. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Chimezie came and inspected the container. He's describing what happened when they were doing the search to locate and retrieve the container from Benjamin Madbugu's house. The prosecution team continued. In your 25 years work in the Southeast, how would you describe the atmosphere of the Southeast? The witness answered, life has been made difficult due to IPOB activities, IPOB committing terrorist acts. This was the answer of the witness, that IPOB have made life very difficult for the people of the Southeast. The witness did not see all the roadblocks in the Southeast. The witness did not see all the lack of federal presence and infrastructural deficit in the Southeast. The witness did not see all the marginalizations in the Southeast. The witness did not see all the Fulani killings and kidnappings and ransom taking and organ harvesting in the Southeast. All he saw is difficulty by IPOB activities. You know how you will know whether the people actually accept the work done by IPOB in the Southeast or Eastern region of Nigeria? Give them a referendum. That's how you will know. Give them a referendum, and you will know whether they like IPOB, the work they are doing to dismantle the colonial boundary or not. Prosecution team, are all members of IPOB ESN 2? Witness, yes. They enforce Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instructions. They attack security agents, especially Hausa Fulani. The prosecution team was asking the witness whether are all the members of IPOB also ESN members, which means everybody in IPOB is an ESN member. And the witness said, yes, which means the witness doesn't even know that IPOB means indigenous people of Biafra. Everybody that live even in Kogi, the Biafrans that live in Kogi, in Benue, and most of the north central Nigeria, and also our brothers and sisters in the coastal region of Biafra land, which they call South-South. Everybody there, even in Edo State, the Ibanke people, every territory in Nigeria where women tie 2 wrappers, all of them are indigenous people of Biafra. However, the people that are fighting to dismantle the colonial boundary is actually IPOB family members, those coming to meeting. Those are the ones. And how can you say that the whole IPOB, everybody is ESN. That is a very, very wrong and dangerous classification. Because now, you know, when the federal government come to kill our people, to kill IPOB members, which means if every member, if they understand IPOB to be ESN, every member of IPOB to be ESN, it means that everybody will be killed in our land. That's what it means, because they are after ESN. And when they say they attack security agents, especially Hausa, Fulani, nobody is attacking security agents in Biafra land. ESN is fighting, is driving away Fulani herdsmen, terrorists who are living in the bushes and preventing our people from going to farm and killing our people and raping them and kidnapping them. That's the job of ESN, not in the cities. So when that witness answered that question, that yes, they enforce Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instructions, they attack security agents, especially Hausa Fulani, everyone started to laugh in the court. It is laughable. You don't blame people laughing, because that answer doesn't make any sense, just like we have explained in the past. After that, the examination of the witness continues. Witness continues and say, they move in large groups. ESN engages in more of guerrilla warfare. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gives instructions through Radio Biafra, especially on Biafran Day, May 30th, for them to attack, especially government agencies, our facilities, listening to all Mazi Nnamdi Kanu broadcasts. You see, they have confirmed that they listen to all the broadcasts of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And now they say that the ESN moves in large groups and they engage in guerrilla warfare. So, and this is why they've been killing a lot of our youth. Because if they, the Nigerian government and DSS, believe that ESN moves in large groups, so anytime they see our people, our young youths come together for a meeting or for to celebrate something, they will term them ESN people, and then they will start to kill them. Prosecution. Prosecution applies to play the broadcast of May 29. At this time, the prosecution wanted to play the broadcast of May 29, and they played that broadcast of May 29th. And then prosecution decided to discontinue the first broadcast. So after playing that one, that May 29th broadcast, the prosecution decided to stop that one. And now they review Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast where he boldly saying, no business person, no mosque or churches should be touched. So in one of the broadcasts that they played, they had Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saying that no business person, no mosque or churches should be touched. How then can you be prosecuting somebody that have made such statements, telling those listening to him, telling his followers not to do anything with anybody that is a business person or touch the mosque or the churches, to leave them alone? How then can you continue to prosecute such a person? The trial continued. Suffice to say that May 30th, 2021 was on a Sunday and not Monday, as claimed by the witness. The witness said that, narrated that Gulag was killed on Monday. And people are saying here, Gulag was killed on Sunday, while the sit at home was on Monday. So this witness don't have any clue as to the exact date that Gulag was killed. Gulag was killed on Sunday, while the sit at home was on Monday. Prosecution. Is sit at home still ongoing? Witness. Yes, my lord. Then the prosecution asked the witness, who is Ikonso? Witness. He is one of the feared ESN members. On April 5th, Ikonso led an attack on the Imo State Correctional Center. Again, we have to make some correction here because even the Governor Uzodimma have come out to say that what led to the attack on the correctional center is not by IPOB or ESN members. Even the governor came to clarify that. And so, but this is what the DSS is believing. And that is why he was presenting it in the courts. Prosecution has decided to discontinue the first broadcast in the broadcast Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, where he boldly said no business person, mosque, church should be touched. Second broadcast of the defendant Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being played. Now they decide to play the second video broadcast of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was questioning why Ikonso was killed at his home. Nnamdi Kanu continue. Ikonso was not killed on a battlefield or shot out, but in his house while he was resting. And that is true. Ikonso was waylaid and killed in his house while he was resting. Enugu State Governor chased by Fulanis, and it was never reported. Nnamdi Kanu said that the Enugu State Governor is being chased by the Fulanis, and the Nigerian Gota media never reported it. And then we will mourn Ikonso as the Oba, Nnamdi Kanu stated during the broadcast. Hope Uzodimma approached Ikonso to manage Ebubago, and because he refused, he was killed at his home. So in that broadcast, Nnamdi Kanu revealed that why they killed Ikonso. They killed Ikonso because Hope Uzodimma invited him to come and lead the Ebubago. You know, the Ebubago from David Umahi from Ebonyi State that came to Imo State. They invited Ikonso to come and lead it, and Ikonso said no, that he is dedicated to his work as an ESN member. And that was why Hope Uzodimma and co planned and killed him in his house. Then the prosecution now went to the third broadcast of 28th of April 2021. And they played that one also. And then according to Uzoma, there's a video they played of somebody called Uzoma, aka Onyami, a probable witness interrogated by DSS and compared to testify against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He claimed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu directed him to kill 2,000 people, but he only killed 30 people. So they showed a video where they interviewed somebody who claimed to be Onyami, who said that Nnamdi Kanu told him to kill 2,000 people and that he killed 30 people. So the prosecution has ended the reading of the witness and the court has taken an hour break. So after that, the court took an hour break. And then after the break, moments after the lapse of the break, duration for local standing and the court reconvened, but this time stopped. After they take that break, then following their court proceedings, they stopped the proceedings and the matter has now been adjourned till tomorrow, 16th, 18th, and 19th of June, 2025. This was what transpired last Friday, 6/13/2025, during Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trial. And from what is going on here, you can tell that even the colonial judiciary we are forced to practice in Africa and in Nigeria, it's not working. Because if we are practicing our own judiciary, which is alo Nkwo, and then Sane. The only thing they would do is just to give the Easterners, give the Biafrans a referendum. There's no need for all this long trial and drama and wasting of mega resources. Give them referendum to know whether, everybody will say yes to what they are asking for. That's why the colonial judiciary is a failure in Africa. And we should go back to our own of Nsane and Alokoshi. And because we said that we have to be keeping things short in our lectures, we shall be bringing this lecture to an end. But we want to also let you know that on Tuesday, we shall be analyzing the court proceedings of June 16, that is tomorrow. And in that Tuesday also, we want you to join us because World War III have expanded. The current Israeli attack on Iran have confirmed our position that we are already in Third World War III. It just expanded now that the Israeli went ahead and attacked Iran, and Iran is attacking back. So on Tuesday, we shall have two lectures. One to do the analysis of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trial of June 16th, which is tomorrow, and also to lecture you on the Third World War, which we are already in right now. And in the war going on between Iran and Iraq and Israel, try to be seeing it as a neutral person. Don't use your colonial Christian mentality to be seeing that war. Because if you don't know, we are still in the colonial era. Those who are the colonial powers, they still hold their powers and trying to use that power to keep the system, to keep the current system. That is what is going on. That's how you and Africans should be seeing it. They want to maintain their colonial grip on everybody. And so join us on Tuesday. It will be a very, very eye-opener for you to know. Don't wait until somebody else tells you. That's why you should be following us, join us, follow us, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and like, comment, and share. So that anytime we do a new lecture, we'll be first to get it. Get all your news from Nkwo Wisdom University. And stop all this, your listening to colonial media. Colonial media cannot tell you the truth. So on Tuesday, we shall bring out a little time to explain to you why the war have expanded now that Israel attacked Iran. We are in Third World War. Africans, we are in Third World War. And with this, we shall bring this to this lecture. And thank you very much for joining me today. See you on Tuesday. Thank you. And have a good one.